Our essential question for the week is, how does the arrangement of the periodic table help us to predict the properties of the elements? We already talked about this, about how a group on a periodic table is a vertical column up and down, and we already said in class that elements in a group share similar properties. So if we go back to our essential question, our question is, how does the arrangement of the periodic table help us to predict those properties of the elements? Another name for properties is characteristics. And one of the ways that the periodic table is arranged that tells us the properties of the elements is by arranging them into different categories. Here's a quick review about the categories in the periodic table from the Brain Pop that you guys watched last night.
The periodic table is also organized by color into different categories. These categories are organized by properties of the elements. Alkali metals like sodium all can react with water to produce alkaline solutions. Alkaline earth metals, like calcium, also produce alkaline solutions when combined with water and are found all over the place on Earth. Transition metals, like iron, are strong and shiny. Poor metals, such as lead, are soft with low melting points. Semi-metals, like silicon, conduct electricity only under certain conditions and are useful in electronics. Nonmetals have a variety of properties and include the carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen vital to life on Earth. Noble gases like helium and neon have outer electron shells that are full, and so they don't often react with other elements. So there you go, the periodic table of elements. Well, I've seen tables with elements.
All right, thanks for listening to that review. Let's go back to how we're going to create our periodic table. Pay very close attention because some of the categories have different names than what the Brain Pop said. So if you turn to OP and IP 44, you have a periodic table, and here's how you're going to create your periodic table and show the arrangement, one of the arrangements of the periodic table by their categories. One of the things you need to do on OP and IP 44 is to number and label your groups and periods. So on your periodic table, you need to show which is a group and which way is a period. You need to show, or you need to number those groups and periods. You need to color the different categories, and you need to make a key for all the colors. For example, for the alkali metals, if you're going to color them red, which you are, you need to show that red equals the alkali metals. So here's what you're going to make your periodic table look like. On OP and IP 44, either at the top or the bottom where you have the most space, you're going to create a key. So let me walk you through this. Your alkali metals are right here in group number 1, except you need to be careful because hydrogen, even though it is in group number 1, is not an alkali metal. Hydrogen is actually a non-metal, so hydrogen will be colored green with the rest of these non-metals: carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, and beryllium. You're going to be coloring group 2 are your alkaline earth metals. All of these right here and down below, we're going to call these our transition and other metals. We're going to make this one category. These are our metalloids and other poor metals. This category right here was not mentioned in the Brain Pop, but you need to know about this group right here. Group 17 is called the halogen group. And then finally at the very end, group 18 is called our noble gases. So while you guys are pausing to color and draw, let me remind you that you need to write and label this as a group. You need to label what a period is. You need to number your groups on top, and you need to number the periods on the left side right here. While you're coloring, let me give you a couple of tips about each one, or a couple of facts. You need to know that the alkali metals are extremely reactive. Sodium and potassium are very reactive metals. You put them in water and they explode immediately. All these transition metals right here, one fact about them is they're actually pretty safe and stable, like iron or silver or gold. These halogens over here are very reactive, but the halogens are reactive non-metals. And these noble gases right here are all the elements whose electrons are completely full in their outer shells, and so these elements are completely non-reactive. You can pause this video at any time to color your periodic table and finish the requirements that are on this page. When you are finished with this, let me show you what you are to do for homework. If you go onto our Haiku page, you will see this link right here called Periodic Table Videos. If you click on this link, you will find an entire periodic table that pops up. You can click any element that you choose, and a video is going to come up with some people that have done an experiment about that particular element. Let me give you a tip. All these right here, these are the coolest ones because these are your very reactive elements, and the experiments that the scientists do here are really awesome. When you're finished with that, go back to our Haiku page and you're going to click this link where it says View Discussion and answer these questions about the video that you watched. All right, guys, there's your homework and your classwork for today. Let me know if you have any questions in class or email me if you're at home. Have a good one.